everybody. What's going on? You guys doing all right? Okay. I hope you're all doing very well. So tonight I'm having a special treat. I've got all kinds of food on the table. Tonight we're doing Marco's Pizza. Okay, I'm really excited about this one though, because this is called the Big Cheese. Okay, it's got all kinds of different cheeses on there. It's got cheddar cheese, mozzarella, Parmesan cheese. It's got garlic butter along the crust and some more Parmesan cheese sprinkled on there. So let me give you a close-up view here. We'll do the old hide behind the box. Okay. All right. This is gonna be so good. So let's move this around here like that. Okay, get in eating position. I also have some, this is cheesy bread they call it. It's just like pizza dough baked up, and it's got some butter and Parmesan cheese sprinkled on there. And you guys know I always have chips with my pizza. These are just your basic plain classic Lay's. They're really light and crispy. I wanted just a nice light crunchy chip for this one. Okay, so pizza, chips, cheesy bread. Okay, first things first, you guys sit back, relax. Okay, you take it easy, put your feet up, don't worry about a thing. Okay, you just hang out with me for a while. My Uncle Jim, he just turned 90 recently, which is, wow, he's had such a long life. He took me when I was a teenager fishing to a place called the Lost River in West Virginia. So I thought I'd just talk a little bit about our fishing trip and eat my pizza. Okay. There we go. Look at that, you guys. Big cheese. Mm. I got my favorite little drinking glass here. Just water to drink. I want to get some, this cheesy bread comes with, this is just like pizza sauce you can dip it in. couple pieces here. There we go. Set that right there. My wife, she just loves the cheesy bread. I gotta make sure and save some for her. So yeah, my mom's family, they're all from West Virginia. All my aunts and uncles and cousins, they're all in West Virginia. All of my uncles too. I think I've told you guys some stories about two of my other uncles. One was the pool player, and the other was the card player. Uncle Jim, he was more of a fisherman. He loved going fishing. He had a really nice boat, and there's a big lake out there. He would always take me out on the lake, and we would go fishing. That's what he really enjoyed doing. So one summer when we went to visit, he asked me if I wanted to go to, it was called the Lost River. It was a little bit of a drive, but the fishing was supposed to be amazing. So of course I wanted to go. I just love going fishing. So we planned a weekend trip. It was me, my Uncle Jim, and his friend Carl. So we all went fishing for the weekend at the Lost River. Try a piece of this bread here. A little bit of, that's just like plain old pizza sauce they give you to dip it in. Grab a few of these chips here. It's funny because a lot of you guys have left me comments saying you're getting into the eating chips with pizza habit. It's pretty good, isn't it? I always have some sort of chips with my pizza. So yeah, the only bad thing about going to the Lost River, it was a 3-hour drive, and it was a pretty long, boring drive. It was just the three of us and Uncle Jim's truck, and you know, back then there was like no air conditioning or anything. It was just a really long, hot drive. It was the middle of the summer, so, but once we got there, everything was fine, you know, and I was so excited to go. My Uncle Jim, he gave me my very own fishing vest. Instead of carrying a tackle box with you everywhere you went, you would wear this vest, and it had all these pockets pockets all over the place. You'd keep your hooks over here and your sinkers over here, and there was just a pocket for everything. And I just loved that vest so much. And I had my little fishing hat. I was only probably like 12 years old at the time, but they called it the Lost River for a reason. It was way back in the hills, and that was a long hike to get to where we were going. We camped out in tents, so we had to walk quite a ways to get to the camping area. But the funny thing was, we were hiking through this big field. We had all of our fishing stuff, and my Uncle Jim and his friend, they were like, at this point in time, they were pretty much in a hurry to get to where we were going, and they were kind of walking ahead of me. And there was this barbed wire fence out in the middle of the field, and my uncle and his friend, they just stepped right over the fence. But I was so small, I had to climb through. So there was it was like a little metal hook hanging off of my fishing vest. And when I went to step through the fence, my hook that was attached to my vest got stuck on the barbed wire fence. So I went to unhook it, and I got zapped. It was a electrical fence that was going through the field to keep the cows in. So I must have tried like 4 or 5 times to get that stupid hook off, and every time it shocked me, and I was getting scared, and I started screaming. I was like, Uncle Jim, Uncle Jim, and he turned around, and he was so mad. He had to come all the way back and get me. And he used actually, we had rubber waders with us, so he used one of his rubber waders to grab the hook and get me off the fence. But I thought you guys might like that story. I didn't get hurt or anything, but it was pretty scary. So by the time we got there, it was probably late evening. We didn't have much daylight left, but that was okay because the whole plan was we were going to do some night fishing while we were there. So we set up our tents and built a big fire and got all set up. And it was just about dusk, I guess you would call it. The sun had gone down, and but there was still a little bit of light left. So we started getting geared up, and we put our waders on and everything, and we started wading through the river there to get to the spot. So, and this river was so big. It's like I had no idea how these guys knew where to go, but they knew someone had told them about this perfect little spot. So, and it was the most amazing fishing ever. We caught fish all night long. We caught catfish and largemouth bass, smallmouth bass, bluegill. It was just amazing. Probably one of the best fishing trips I ever went on. And I was getting so tired after just a few hours of fishing, but my uncles wanted to stay out there. We stayed out there until the sun started coming up the next morning. Yeah, another place we used to go to was Stone Cold Lake. Just a big, giant lake. It was, just amazing to go out there. You could drive around all day on the boat and not even, cover the whole lake. And they had big muskie in there and big bass and catfish. That was another one of our favorite places to go. So if you've ever heard of the Lost River or Stone Cold Lake, make sure and let me know in the comments, okay? They're beautiful places to go. Let's have a few of these chips here. Yeah, so by the time I got back to camp, it was pretty much the sun was up, and it was really time for us to go to sleep. So we laid down for a while, and we slept for a few hours. I woke up and my Uncle Jim was he made the biggest breakfast over a campfire. He had bacon and eggs and sausage and just the biggest breakfast. Oh, some fried potatoes he made. It was you know how it is when you wake up and you just smell food cooking, especially outside and with the camping atmosphere. It's just one of the greatest smells is that breakfast cooking over the open fire. So we had breakfast and we tried to fish for a little bit in the daytime, but for some reason the night fishing is the best there. So we all laid down and took a little nap during the afternoon after we ate. So we ate and fished a little bit and then took a nice long nap so we could be ready for the next night. So and sure enough, as soon as the sun went down, the fish started biting again, and we stayed out there all night again and just caught one fish after another. It was just amazing. Yeah, that was probably, I don't know, maybe 40 years ago, and I still remember it like it was yesterday. It's one of the best fishing trips ever, and that's nice when you have, like special memories in your head of things that you've done or things that have happened to you that bring joy. It's nice to think back on things like that, especially that fishing trip. I wish I could do it all over again. That was so much fun. Let's see. I'm gonna try one more piece of this cheesy bread here. This cheesy bread's really good too. Sometimes I'll go there and I'll just get the bread and that's it. So good, you guys. Alright, let's do one more piece of pizza here. I think that'll be about it for the night. Get some of this stuff out of the way here. Alright, you guys. I think that's about it for today. That was delicious. I hope you guys enjoyed that fishing story too. That was so much fun. Definitely love to go there again and try and do it all over again, but I doubt it's the same. But anyway, as always, thanks for hanging out with me for a while. I really enjoyed it. Thanks for subscribing and all of your wonderful comments. I still read each and every one of them, okay? It's a real bright part of my day, so keep them coming, all right? Okay, you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time.